On a warm spring night in 2024, 17-year-old Celeste Rivas walked out of her life and into a mystery. The cameras on a suburban gas station captured only a flicker of her face, hair tucked under a hood, eyes darting, phone clutched tight. After that, the trail went cold. No phone calls, no digital check-ins, no trace of the bright, soft-spoken high schooler who, according to friends, never went anywhere without telling someone. For months, her family lived between hope and despair, printing flyers, scouring social media, begging for tips. It was a familiar tragedy in a city that loses hundreds of teenagers each year to runaways, predators, and the invisible edges of poverty. But Celeste's story would soon leap out of the shadows. The next time the public heard her name, it would be attached to a shocking headline: a missing girl, a celebrity's car, and a discovery that sent shockwaves far beyond Los Angeles. The daughter of hard-working immigrant parents, Celeste was the first in her family on track for college. Teachers described her as thoughtful and curious with a quiet determination. But around the end of 2023, her digital life began to shift. New accounts appeared under pseudonyms. Posts hinted at night drives, unfamiliar neighborhoods, a glittering world just beyond her reach. Investigators believe she may have been drawn into a scene of after-hours parties and music events, where age and status blurred, where older figures offered rides, money, or attention. Was Celeste exploring, rebelling, or being manipulated? Nobody can yet say. Friends noticed she became guarded. She would text at odd hours, then delete conversations. Her last known location before vanishing was a rideshare drop-off near a warehouse where a private event was taking place. An event connected, according to online flyers, to a network of underground shows tied to rising artists. That was the last confirmed moment of her being alive and free. Behind the images of a normal teenager lay subtle warning signs: withdrawal from extracurriculars, unexplained cash, nights out she couldn't explain. Her parents filed the missing person report within 48 hours, but without proof of foul play, the case did not trigger an Amber Alert. Weeks turned into months. Each lead fizzled. In the background, a car began appearing in speculation, a Tesla Model 3, glossy black with tinted windows. Someone thought they saw her get in. Someone else said she posted a story from the passenger seat. But the car was never identified, until it was. In the summer of 2025, an anonymous tip led authorities to a parked Tesla on the edge of an industrial lot in Los Angeles County. When deputies approached, they expected an abandoned vehicle. What they found instead froze them. Inside lay the remains of Celeste Rivas. The Vian linked the car to a rental under a management company reportedly used by the team of a fast-rising musician, D4D. Within hours, Celeste Rivas and D4D Tesla trended worldwide. To be clear, the artist has denied wrongdoing and has not been charged with a crime. But the image of a missing teenage girl found in a car tied to a celebrity set off a frenzy that no press release could calm. Crime scene technicians photographed every inch. They collected fibers, fingerprints, DNA. They mapped GPS data from the Tesla's computer, tracing every stop and start in the days before it was parked. Toxicology reports were ordered to see what, if anything, was in Celeste's system. Detectives began the painstaking work of building a timeline backward from that car to the night she vanished. Who drove it? Who had keys? Who saw her last? And why did a case that seemed to languish in obscurity suddenly burst into public view only after a celebrity connection appeared? In public forums, theories multiplied. Was Celeste lured under false pretenses? Was she hiding voluntarily only to meet with an accident? Was there a trafficking pipeline operating under the radar of authorities? Each theory pulled clicks, but offered no answers. Investigators have released only the barest details, citing an active investigation. Even the cause of death remains undisclosed pending further testing. For now, all that exists is a single haunting fact. Celeste Rivas, missing since 2024, was found lifeless in a Tesla tied to fame. For Celeste's family, the headlines are not closure, they're salt in an open wound. They want to know why her missing person report didn't trigger broader alerts. They want to know who was supposed to protect her. They want to know what happened inside that car, and they want her remembered as more than a mystery. In interviews, they describe her dreams of studying nursing, of traveling, of building a life. Instead, she has become a cautionary tale about vulnerability, digital secrecy, and the dangers of blurred boundaries between ordinary life and celebrity worlds. Experts say the case exposes systemic gaps, under-resourced missing persons units, the slow pace of digital warrants, and a culture that only pays attention when a famous name appears. Advocates call for a Celeste alert system for teens who go missing under ambiguous circumstances, bridging the gap between Amber Alerts and adult missing person cases. Meanwhile, online sleuths pore over screenshots, flight logs, and event flyers, trying to map Celeste's last months. Detectives more quietly reconstruct her digital trail, every message, every location ping, every contact she made. Somewhere in that mosaic lies the answer to how a bright, private teenager ended up dead in a luxury car with a story no one can yet tell. And until that answer comes, the narrative remains a void filled with speculation. But if this documentary teaches anything, it is that behind every viral headline is a human being whose life mattered. Celeste Arivas was not a statistic, not a hashtag, not a plot twist in a celebrity scandal. She was a daughter, a friend, a student, and she deserved safety, attention, and truth long before her name appeared in the news. The questions surrounding Celeste Rivas's death remain unresolved, but her story echoes far beyond one case. It is a mirror held up to all of us, to the systems we trust, the dangers our children face, and the power of a world where fame and vulnerability intersect. As investigators sift through evidence and the public demands answers, one thing is clear: this is not just about a single tragedy, but about a society learning, too late, how fragile its safeguards really are. If you've been moved by this story, don't let it fade into the noise of another headline. Stay informed. Share Celeste's name. Support changes that protect the vulnerable. And if you want to follow along as we uncover more stories like this one, stories that dig deeper, ask harder questions, and shine a light where others look away, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Your support helps bring these hidden truths into the open, because behind every headline, there's a story that still needs to be told.